All right, welcome back, everybody. As we're getting ready to go into set number 2, we've got option 12 taking on Phoenix. I am Arcane Soda, and I'm joined here by Jeff, going in to this lovely second set of games. How are you doing today, Jeff?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. We had a exciting set of first games. It's Sunday night. There's always that Sunday night syndrome, but that's fine because we're back in the LCUS. And this second set, I think, is really going to be one that tells us a lot about how the split is going to go going forward.
All right. Well, it looks like we've got a lot of returning players on both sides of these teams. What do you think of this matchup here?
Well, that's kind of what I think is so interesting about this matchup is, option 12 was picked as, I believe, picked to finish first by pretty much everybody except me. It seemed like so, and I picked them second, so obviously I'm not sleeping on them. And Phoenix was picked in the bottom half for a lot of people, but I personally think that Phoenix does have potential. I could see them surprising some folks. So this is going to be one of those matchups where you see like, okay, our option 12 actually is good as people think they are, or our Phoenix actually as bottom half as people think they are. And I think we'll learn a lot about both teams in the next hour and a half.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think that there's a lot of interesting storylines with this matchup as well. We've got 3 returning champions on the side of option 12 still carrying that same banner, with Prowler role swapping down to the ADC. And then we've got Gregosaurus and Queen Elizabeth. Meanwhile, their former ADC is now the mid laner for Phoenix, defending
You've
champion
got
over there as well. And was Eternal on their team as well?
Yeah, exactly. You've got all 5 former champions actually in this game. I didn't even really realize that until you started to go down that that thought process. That's a good observation. So yeah, Pointy Ball and Sigtao Eternal, the 2 members from Option 12 who are no longer on Option 12, taking on their 3 former comrades. So far, Senna and Jin. So 80 carries. I mean, we might have a fasting Senna, so sort of not an 80 carry. So far, what do you think? What do you think is going to be prioritized early for either side here?
I'm thinking as long as the Malphite sounds like a good idea here because Eternal did really well on champions that he was more comfortable on. Last season, he did a really good job of just staying alive and doing exactly what he needed to for his team. They're gonna opt for the Syndra instead. I don't necessarily think you need to blind pick the Syndra, but I think
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that.
I think the biggest hinges for this matchup are going to be through the top lane and the jungle.
Burn the Heretic on the Olaf, which I believe is one of his more comfortable champions. So probably happy to get that. But yeah, so they didn't end up picking the Malphite. I believe, in my opinion, Sigtao Eternal's best champion last split was Ornn. So I wonder if they will prioritize that here. Annie coming out from Gregosaurus Rex, so that's been his favorite champion since 2010, and memorably pulled it out in a clutch moment in the finals last split. So going back to that again, and Leona Jhin, that's a rude lane. That's a you get hit by one thing, you move until you respawn lane.
We've got Amaya and Shaken Not Stirred are both returning from either a season or a couple season breaks, and I do recall Amaya was notorious for his Leona play and did frequently have that banned away from him. So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, good job pointing that out.
To
You're
see
absolutely
that
right.
brought over. They are going to take away the Ornn from Eternal.
And I'm wondering now, I mean, I haven't personally seen Prowler play Senna in bot lane, but I can't imagine the Senna going anywhere else. So at this point, you would imagine you have top lane and support still to be picked.
I
Although I
mean,
do know that Queen Eliza Bear likes playing Senna, so maybe it'll be a support Senna.
yeah, the Senna is either landing ADC or support. I think it's more likely to land on support, but with these ADC bans, we might see that change. I think Phoenix is definitely recognizing that Senna is probably going to be for Eliza Bear, though.
Yeah, I appreciate that it looks like Phoenix had more intel than I did, and they expected that to go support, so they banned out a couple 80 carries there. Echo would be interesting. I assume that would be going in the jungle.
More than likely, but there's always the potential that it flexes to that top lane.
Does anyone else remember how incredibly ridiculous Echo with Spirit Visage and Iceborne Gauntlet was top lane, like 5 years ago? I am so glad that that is not a thing anymore.
I don't like to relive my former torments, so
I respect that. So we have Set probably coming out in the top lane. We're still waiting. Looks like they will last pick top lane for Sigtao Eternal. Malphite is still available, so that could be a last little thing he goes to. They picked the Rumble. I think that's a good pick.
And Rumble is definitely one of Shaken's more comfortable picks. I think it's between Rumble and Zac are like his two favorite champions to play, and his skill on them also would suggest the same. So I think we've got some very interesting matchups going here.
It's going to be a really interesting bot lane, because yeah, Prowler on the Set.
Oh.
Queen Elizabeth on the Senna. I honestly don't even know who they're going to give the farm to. But regardless, there is going to be RIP Kenos, a lack of tank on both teams. Sigtao Eternal on Volibear will probably be somewhat tanky. But
Leona does get pretty sturdy as well,
sure.
Despite not generally having a super high health pool. But I don't know. I feel like the front line is going to be a little bit in favor of option 12 here, just because of the health items that Rumble and Olaf as well as Set pick up. But it's definitely going to be like more solid resistance tanks on the side of Phoenix.
Sure. Yeah, it's going to be dynamic team fights. I feel like anytime there's an Echo in a game, actually, and a Rumble, like team fights just get scattered to the wind, because both those champions just change how you would normally fight team fights with how they operate. Arcane Soda, I do want to ask, you weren't on the podcast with us earlier, but we expect to have your analysis throughout the split here. If I may ask, and feel free to deny, but then everyone will be disappointed and we'll all be bored for another 2 minutes. Where did you have each of these teams ranked?
I was too much of a delinquent to actually look through and make a list of power rankings. But I do think that both these teams are relatively stacked with returning champions and just the tenure of a lot of these players. For this specific game with these specific comps, I'd give the edge to Phoenix.
Okay.
Just because I don't like the idea of Set ADC, and I just don't want it to work. But
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I feel like both of these teams could very well be in the top half of the league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. Yeah, this Set Senna thing, like knowing these two players, I understand, and I'm not surprised that this is what they went with, but I don't think that it's a great idea. So I we'll see if they prove us wrong. But at this point, yeah, just in terms of team composition, I'm wondering, like, where does option 12's damage come from unless they get a giant anti-stun on top of a Rumble ult or something?
I feel like the bot lane could work out a little bit in favor of option 12 here, just because the Leona has the potential to all in the Senna, but doesn't really have quite as much to all in the set. That said, the Jhin, regardless, is going to be kind of safe and far back and able to poke them both out. So, I don't know.
It's a tricky game for Alpha, because if Amaya-chan goes in onto Queen Eliza Bear, Alpha can't walk past the set. He can't really walk up and follow that, because then the set will just pummel him to death. So yeah, it's a tricky situation, and Alpha swapping over to AD carry for swapping roles this split, it's a tricky test in the first game of the split, because it is a weird matchup. Going into the skin showdown. I don't know, what do you think? I like the synergy of the projects on the side of Phoenix.
I definitely agree there. I'm a fan of High Noon Senna, but I also really do like that Volibear skin. I would have to give this one to the side of Phoenix.
Yeah, I think I will too. The synergy of the three project skins is pretty sweet, and I don't see anything on the other side that would sway me strong enough. SKT, T1 Olaf, come on, there's so many better Olaf skins.
There's better Cinder skins too, but
that's fair. That's fair. That's
when you have
fair.
the project skins on your side, I guess you kind of just cheat and get a win that way.
I'm actually not a huge fan of Super Galaxy Rumble.
I have mixed feelings about it. I think it's a alright skin, but I wouldn't say it's his best skin. Mostly because he's gotten some recent additions that were actually some pretty decent skins.
Sure. I do like High Noon Senna. High Noon Senna is pretty sick. And Obsidian's Dragon Set Prestige Edition, that's just too long. That's just too much text. Like, that's the League of Legends version of...
Just pretend the Prestige Edition isn't there, and then what do you think about it?
It looks cool, but it wouldn't look as cool if it didn't have the Prestige Edition part. If it wasn't gold. Anyway, so it sounded like we were both going for Phoenix in the skin showdown.
Yeah, I'd have to give it to them on that. I just
somebody do something exciting level 1. Come on, nobody did anything in first set. No, looks like everybody's just fanning out again.
Nothing.
There's a little opening by Wraiths. If Option 12 had wanted to go through Wraiths, they could have. But they were cowards.
A lot less early aggression than we're used to seeing from some of these teams.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily surprise me. Just, it's week 1. Nobody wants to, be the person who makes the stupid face check, in week 1.
Yeah, but week 1 is the week to be spicy,
It's the week to be spicy, but also no one wants to be spiced.
So just spice them up better. Like, what's the big deal? You can't get spiced if you are the one spicing,
I appreciate the sentiment. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but I appreciate it.
I don't think it does, but I said it.
I appreciate the commitment. I love it. Alright, so we've got both sides starting, or both junglers starting on the same side, as we did not see in set 1, actually. Both junglers started on opposite sides in both of those games. Shaken Not Stirred for Sigtao Eternal up in the top lane. I mean no disrespect when I say this, but we would expect Shaken Not Stirred probably... Oh, jump in right away from Amaya-chan, actually, in the bot lane.
Trying to get aggressive early, take care of that early power from Leona.
And Alonzi Tardis is right down there as well. and just takes that award. So giving him a little bit of discomfort. As I was saying, I would expect Shaken Not Stirred to accrue a moderate advantage here in the top side. I mean, I think Rumble plays pretty well into Volibear up here.
Burn the Heretic looking like he might be going for either top lane or... Looks like he's trying to invade the jungle, but...
Yeah,
Alonzi Tardis has made his way back up there now.
Oh, Burn the Heretic. I really don't like that he threw that axe there. I think he could have probably sat in that brush. And now Alonzi Tardis should be communicating. Yeah, he should be telling him that Olaf is here. I really feel like if Burn the Heretic had just stood in that bush for a long time and let Tardis fight that red buff, he probably could have popped out and killed him. Or at least burned a flash.
Yeah, definitely could have got something out of there. Instead, expects the Echo to still be on the bottom half of the map, so he tries to just go for the steal, and it just kind of flops.
This lane is going to push back towards the Eternal in the top side, and Alonzi Tardis is going to, yeah, uncontested pick up this Scuttle Crab, burn the Heretic on the top side. Just very simple.
Pointy ball showing that
over.
Early aggression.
He has no mana. Oh, he's just gonna drag it. He's just trolling right now, to be honest. Is it?
He's just trying to deny that Scuttle Crab.
He actually did. Oh, no, burn the Heretic. Okay. So honestly, he just delayed him for about 20 seconds. Oh, double root from Queen Lizbear coming down the bot lane, but Prowler was too low to get anything out of that.
Got a lot of bullying going on everywhere on the map for both sides.
Yeah, Flash was burned actually for
Alonzi
Prowler down the
Tardis
bot lane.
spotted out.
Oh,
side.
that's some Spidey sense from Shaken Not Stirred to throw that harpoon in there. Jump in from Maichan, and they've got the CC down. Prowler, he does have the shield, and he should be just fine. But again, like, yeah, you're seeing this spot lane pressured with the set 80 carry. But actually, set 80 carry is ahead in CS, so.
Surprisingly able to farm up just fine. I think they've been able to keep it kind of under their tower long enough that they can say, hey, fight me or let me farm.
Pointy ball recalling with a moderate CS lead. I assume he'll TP right back to turret here.
Got a ping on the bot side. Looks like Burn the Heretic's coming down, but he is going to get spotted on a ward.
Yep, and there's no flash. Ghost. Oh, good flash snare from Queen Lizbear, actually. But Maichan will just answer with their own flash.
Got a little bit more trading going on the top side. Looks like Eternal is doing some decent damage. Not going to get a kill or anything, but... Pointy ball stops recall in the mid lane, and we're back to neutral positions.
You got 3 teleports on the side of option 12, so these guys will fly around the map. Right back comes Gregosaurus.
We're definitely gonna be able to look to see if there's gonna be some aggressive team plays with all these teleports on the side of option 12. Looks like they might try to set up for this first dragon here.
Yeah, that
absolutely seems in the area. Looks like they're just gonna go mid, but they are gonna get spotted on a ward, and Pointy Ball is gonna get flashed on and probably go down here.
Yeah, that's a great roam from the bot side of option 12.
Ult comes out top lane. It looks like Eternal is in trouble, but he's able to just walk it out.
Alonzi Tardis, he's just chilling. His bot lane has not started to come up yet. Would be a 3v3 for a moment, but now Gregosaurus is coming down. Level 7 with Tibbers. Yeah, very scary. I think correct decision by Phoenix to let that one go.
First dragon, Cloud Dragon's not going to be too hurt about just giving that up. Better not to die trying to get it. He is behind on farm, so he does need to catch up on that. Down a level. I guess that's what you get for trying to be everywhere and helping your team.
And let's see, so Gregosaurus coming back to lane right now. Should get this cannon minion just barely. Yep, got it. All right. So Pointy Ball has a somewhat CS advantage, but Gregosaurus with that assist. Gold is relatively even. Pointy Ball misses a stun there.
So we got first blood onto the set. Things are looking up for option 12 with their early roam for that first blood in the mid lane. Well played by Pointy to almost get out of there, but not quite able to make it.
Yeah, very limited mobility for a champion like Syndra, but I appreciate, you know, Pointy Ball still trying to assert his will here in the mid lane, not deterred by that. Has decent vision down in the bot side of the river, nothing from the top side, but probably feels okay right now. Got one plate down.
Hex Flash by Amaya, not able to land with the E to follow it up, but looking for those spicy plays in the bot lane.
And I think that's the right play. I mean, you have Leona and your Ignite is available right now. You have to look for plays.
The only downside is Prowler's the only level 6 person in the bot lane right now, so it could be risky business trying to go for that play.
That's a nice snare from Queen Elizabeth right there. Landing those W's so far in this game, and now Alpha will probably should just retreat at least, pick up this farm. A lot of pings up in the top lane right now, and here comes Burn the Heretic. Lonzy Tardis is
about to have a
around.
2v2 in the top.
Yep, and Parallel Convergence will just deter them. Sigtal Eternal flashed, maybe a little early on that, but I understand his nervousness about that coming in. Burn the Heretic with a level advantage on Alonzi Tardis. Pink ward in the pit, so
spotted that he started it. I don't know how much Alonzi Tardis is going to be able to do to this since the rumble is right there.
Yeah, and Pointy Ball just back, so they do not have priority. Throws out the Time Winder.
It's a 2v2, but Annie's coming up. Got nothing really going on in the bot lane, just standard pushing down there.
If Gregosaurus can get in for a stun here, this is huge. And
Eternal is going to go down, and we've got a TP coming in from the set. I don't think that's necessary. The fight was pretty much sealed at that point.
Yeah, and Phoenix should try to capitalize really hard on this right now, actually.
Yeah, that should give them a lot of extra pressure bot lane that they shouldn't have had. But it is going to be Rift Herald for the side of option 12, which they'll likely just drop immediately. Probably
I think that Queen Elizabeth has to leave the turret. If they just dive right here.
They have the potential to definitely die for
there we go. There's a go.
the ult.
Oh, a little bit of miscommunication as Alpha was actually walking away, and they don't get the kill, actually.
Ooh, almost dies to the tower, too. That thing charged up will kill you. Got the curtain call
comes out. I don't think it's going to be enough. Nope. Bear does manage to get away.
W could be enough to sniper, but we missed a kill in the mid lane with that outplay button that Syndra is oh so notorious for.
Oh, so yeah, such gameplay. So overall, yeah, honestly, option 12, you know, they're still in the lead, but I think that teleport by Prowler was really a mistake.
Looks like they might try to put some pressure here on Eternal to get that Herald out. They're gonna just go for plates, try to get this tower.
And there's no one nearby to help him, so...
Minion Wave is going to die to that Equalizer. And Rift Herald goes down, so they don't get the tower, they just get a bunch of plates. Not the end of the world, but definitely a net positive for the side of option 12 here. It looks like Phoenix is going to set up for this dragon though. Got some good vision coverage around, but Alonzi Tardis is...
got to be careful up in the top lane too.
Absolutely. He's very low health, no flash, no TP. And that Rumble is definitely not fun to fight against. Starting up the dragon for Phoenix here, as Alonzi Tardis makes his way in.
Tardis is going to have to find his smite fingers here, though, because this is going to be a 4v3 in the favor of option 12. There's actually a lot of chance for steal, and they get it. Burn the Heretic, got him. And Alpha is just going to have to try to run away. Good flash over the wall. Harpoon follows him. It won't be enough for a kill, but actually...
able to take out Eliza Bear on the side. Definitely going to be able to just walk this out.
Oh, Pony Ball is actually really looking right here. One more Q. He won't quite land it. And now Singtao Eternal is here. This fight is going to go on for a long time. Pony Ball has walked too far forward. Icarus, too far towards the sun, dies for it, but I believe it's a 2 for 2. But a good job by option 12 to pick up that dragon.
Appreciate his enthusiasm, but a little too eager and dies for it.
So overall, yeah, I think that was a mistake by Phoenix to start up that Drake when they did. They had priority over it maybe about 20 seconds before they started it, but by the time they did, option 12 had many more members around it.
They could have started it as Alonzi Tardis was leaving base, and he would have made it to Dragon just fine before it was even at half health, and then they could potentially secure it there with a smite. But like you said, they started just a little too late. Option 12 caught wind of it, walks in, and I think they had one person advantage, and then they also had smite advantage, and it was just not a fun time to be Phoenix in that situation.
So taking stock now, we got a 3k gold lead for option 12. It's really crept up there, and a 2 Drake lead. So definitely in control are option 12. Pointy Ball looking for Gregosaurus. A little bit of an interesting flash. He should die. I imagine Burn the Heretic will chase him down.
We have an engagement going in on the bot lane as well.
Yeah, bot lane as well. Good flash from Amaya Channon. Alpha, does he have enough bullets to take down the Olaf? He does, and Elizabeth has no damage, so cannot quite finish him off. Pointy Ball got away. What? How? I don't know.
It looks like Alonzi Tardis must have showed up to help him out and kind of scare off Burn the Heretic. Got a little bit of fighting going on the top side just to finish off getting everybody in on these fights over the last 30 seconds. Ult's coming out from both sides. And it looks like Eternal is in a very rough spot here as Kinos would say.
Oh, gets the shield
stoppage
though.
Gets
is
OP, call your congressman.
Actually, that was nicely played by Singtao Eternal, I think. Somehow managed to escape from that. I'm not sure what we were watching on Observer, but actually Pointy Ball managed to juke an axe and then land a stun right after the Ragnarok. That's how he was able to escape from that situation. Alonzi Tardis looks to jump in on a shaken not stirred. He
Eternal should just back up here because he's got the Echo there to save him. And he's just going to die for walking forward. Ponyball almost goes down in the mid lane as well. Is going to trade out.
Yeah, trade in the mid lane, but
Alonzi Tardis in a very rough spot here. I think he, best case scenario, trades out a kill, but it's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. No, he's gone. Yeah, that was a sad situation where the Echo walked too far forward, so then his ult would not have taken him to safety anymore. It would have taken him to greater danger.
I think as soon as you see the Olaf show up, as the Echo and the Volibear, you just need to say, okay, we're not getting this Rumble, let's just leave.
Of course. Yeah. And there's a big level disadvantage there. I mean, between the two things. I mean, Alonzi Tardis is 3 levels down to Burn the Heretic right now in the jungle.
And that's just a matter of Alonzi Tardis hasn't been able to have his map movements work out as beneficially as Burn the Heretic has been able to. Dragon didn't go his way, a couple fights didn't go his way, but he's down 2 kills, 30 CS, which 30 CS equates to about 6 camp? No. 8 camps?
Approximately a
8.
lot of gold and experience.
I think that turns out to be about 8 camps, which is quite a bit. And
Yeah.
we don't know how much of that is
I mean, it's
inflated
basically a full
by
clear,
lane
right?
minions.
It's like 2 full clears.
Yeah.
Prowler really
That's a
just
huge nuke
Oh,
onto
boy.
Liza
Okay.
there. And it looks like this fight is heavily in favor of Phoenix. It's going to be a nice, quick cleanup.
Yeah, that was brilliant by Phoenix, or maybe just really bad by Option 12.
No
3
smite on
defenders.
either side because the Rumble was able to snipe Echo with the ult.
On the backside, trying to find a little pick here. And he does have flash, so if he can charge up the stun, potentially get in there, get on.
It is a 2v4, so Option 12 has to be very tricky with how they play this, but it looks like
Should be an easy secure. They do get it.
TP coming in onto
Gregor
Tibbers.
Soros, actually. Ponyball's just hiding in the brush. He's absolutely dead.
He has no way out. He goes
Forget
down
about
with the
me.
ship.
I'm just hiding back here in this brush. All right, so overall, out of that entire thing, well done from Phoenix. They do, I believe, trade net positively in kills. They do get their first dragon, stop the Drake stacking, but Rift Herald coming in the mid lane now, and I would still say Option 12 definitely in control of this game at this point.
I think the extended play for that entire dragon sequence is a 4-for-3 plus dragon in favor the 4 kills and dragon in favor of Phoenix, so definitely showing signs of life. Got another Rift Herald smacking down some towers, another tower falls bot lane, so plays are starting to show up positive for Phoenix, but just as they're showing signs of life, their towers decide to flatline.
Oh, Prowler! Oh, so close.
It's a bit bold by Amaya. His team's not quite close enough to follow up on that, but that is definitely going to be a follow-up.
Oh, that's a great CC chain.
Gone.
You talk about, you know, with Set with the shield that he can bring out, but if you stun him up and kill him before he can even activate an ability, then that shield becomes inconsequential. That was really well done from Team Phoenix.
Yeah, and it's almost better that the Leona missed the engagement earlier, because that Syndra stun was just basically game over for poor little Set there.
Poor little Set. That's, I don't know if that's ever been said, that sentence. Poor little Chad Set.
Lonzy Tardis looking like he's in some serious trouble here. This Rumble is not messing around. 303, 145 CS, 350 gold bounty. Somebody's gotta end that man's life.
Yeah, this is interesting that you point out the CS. It's actually Amaya-chan jumps in, but right away Burn the Heretic pops the Ragnarok. He's onto Pointyball, and Pointyball's just gonna drop immediately. He didn't get away from Gregor Source. He was trying to juke the axes, but just got destroyed by the son of Annie. LCUS Tardis, he's just gonna try to flash away, roll away. Should be fine, but Sigtao Eternal will just be left for dead now. 3 for 1 in the mid lane. Are they going to go towards the Baron? Yes, they are, and I do believe that is the correct decision.
4 alive, and you're only missing the Annie. I think Baron is a very, very easy secure here.
At 7k, though, LCUS Tardis is going to be... Yeah, someone needs to go over the wall. Someone needs to go over the wall and disrupt the LCUS Tardis, because you do not want to 50-50 this. You are in such a good position. You are so far ahead. You do not want to 50-50
Tardis does not have Smite up right now and is 2 levels down on Burn the Heretic. I think this is a very safe Baron for them to finish up as long as they finish burning it.
Good job. Yeah, good call. Good call right there. Absolutely correct. LCUS Tardis goes down. Oh, that's a great equalizer, actually, for a little follow-up engage. Little break the game open. Sigtao Eternal in a lot of trouble, gonna go down. All the flashes burned to get away from it being even worse. And a great sequence of plays from Option 12.
Yeah, that's 2 very well placed equalizers in a row. The one in the fight in the mid lane that was able to chunk out the Jhin, and the other two that died to the Annie burst. And then obviously a very good choke point there mixed with the Senna root.
Here comes Curtain Call. Will they find anything? I mean, they're hitting a lot, but they don't really have a lot of damage. Prowler comes back. He actually grabs Pointy Ball, and they just died together. So it's a 1-for-1 after all of that, but still 4 Baron buffs on the side of option 12.
And this is getting really scary for Phoenix, because option 12 is ahead enough to the point where their front line can kind of just run over.
Oh boy, Phoenix. I'm so sorry, Alonzi Tard. It's down
and
you
that's
go.
Scary, scary death bush.
Stuns, yep. Remove the jungler, remove the threat on this dragon. 3 down for Phoenix. They'll rise from the ashes, but not in time to contest this one. And option 12 in complete control.
If you're looking at the game from this point, what do you think Phoenix has to do here to really get their foot back in the door? Because they're currently down 900 gold, 5 kills, 2 dragons, 3 towers, about to be 4. It's looking rough.
At this point, it's gonna take a miracle. They don't necessarily have an outplay, like, you know, the kind of comp where you can wombo. It would take, like, what, a 5-mana Maya channel into a 5-mana Lanzi Tardis Sun. It's not the kind of comp where you can hit a 5-mana Orianna ult, and
but
they're actually getting womboed.
3-man
Down you go. Sigtao Eternal is gone. Alonzi Tardis rolls away right into the bush. Not gonna be enough. Probably Sundown at the last axe will find him. Alpha's alone in the base. This probably should be game.
That was a disgusting Senna root, followed up by a disgusting equalizer into the rest of the fight unfolding.
Yeah, overall a really, really nice game from option 12. Phoenix, they hung with them for a while, but once the game accelerated, it just looked like one-way traffic. And no. Alright. We're gonna back off for now. So probably we'll see a soul fight in a few minutes.
At this point, they're 12k down. I don't necessarily know if fighting is... You need to try to find picks, but option 12 is just not positioning to allow picks to happen, and it's really not looking good for Phoenix in this game. I think this game just slowly unfolds. If it would take something short of a miracle to really have them open up a serious opening for this game. So looking forward, what do you think needs to happen for the next game? Like what's the
In game 2? Yeah.
What's the threats here that need to be addressed?
Well, I think if you're Team Phoenix right now, you should be talking about it already in your comms. I know we talk a lot about teams understanding that a game is probably lost and assessing immediately, even before the defeat screen comes up. You look at Team Phoenix, you just look up and down this roster, and you think, okay, where does their power come from? And you think Pointy Ball. I think Pointy Ball is the star on their team, and there wasn't really much mid lane priority here. I mean, Pointy Ball got killed by a roam early on, and then I believe he got a solo kill soon afterward, but he was never really prioritized. So I
Phoenix
think that
is able to find a pick onto Gregosaurus, and the gold is going to go over to Alpha, which is going to be pretty necessary.
Yeah, that was nice, but it probably won't matter. Let's be fair. But yeah, I think that if you're Team Phoenix, you need to play around your mid jungle. I think that mid jungle needs to dictate this game. I would like to see them put Pointy Ball on a character who is more able to roam and affect other lanes as well. So you bring Alonzi Tardis into the mid lane early, get a lead for Pointy Ball, and then you translate that lead to side lanes. I think is probably what their win condition should be. Looks like we'll have a big brawl kind of up here in the fight, or in the top side, as the Tower Eternal is stunned up. Queen of Despair is a little low, but she will walk away just fine. She's Senna, all good. Alpha has to run away. Pointy Ball extremely low and should go down. Prowler finishes him off with one more left hand. Parallel Convergence does stun up Prowler. He will drop, but there is Gregosaurus and Burn the Heretic just cleaning up. Down goes Alpha as well. And
there goes his first death of the game. The only unkilled person in this game remains that raid boss of Rumble.
Yeah, good call out actually there. Yeah, Alpha, no deaths until that point. Good job by him. But unfortunately, no deaths doesn't necessarily mean that your team was doing well. And Nexus should drop here in about a second. They're farming minions. That's okay. I get it. So option 12 starts off as many of us expected with a win. Many people predicted them to be right up near the top, if not at it. And they prove their worth in game 1. What do you think is going to happen in game 2?
Well, I'm hoping to see a nice resurgence for Phoenix. I think it's definitely capable for them to bring this back.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there were like some bright spots for Phoenix. To be completely fair, there weren't a lot of them, but there were some. So the question about teams after losing game 1 is always about how good are you at assessing and staying level-headed about what just happened. And so we'll see about that with Phoenix, because they were essentially run over in the last 10-15 minutes of that game.
Yeah, I definitely think Phoenix 100% has the potential to reel it back in. They were showing signs of life somewhere in the middle of the game, and they definitely weren't out of it early. So I think there's just a couple things that need to change that we can talk about before the next game. But for now, we're going to take a step out while we prepare for the next game.